Welcome to the Nitpicking Nerds. Today we're doing a top 10-ish kind of thing.
We're sharing 10 creatures, 10 or so, that we think should be legendary.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, Beezy, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. Do you like wishing for things and then complaining that things aren't the way you wish for? We're doing that right now, so you should probably subscribe to the channel because we seem like we vibe.
Yeah, and besides, you want to be subscribed to this channel because our subscribers are 10% more legendary, whatever that might mean.
Disclaimer guy here. The Nitpicking Nerds cannot guarantee you will be more legendary, whatever that might mean.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but Disclaimer Guy complained he didn't get a new mic last episode.
He's not an essential member of the team.
Yeah, he was complaining. He actually did no disclaimer, so maybe he needs a talking to.
Yeah, no comment on that. The only criteria for this is they're just the things that aren't already legendary, and we think they should be legendary, or they would make really cool commanders. Not necessarily good commanders, because any good card can be a good commander, like Deathrite Shaman. I don't think that's a cool commander.
Yeah, that'd be a very lame commander, I would say.
Yeah, so just jump into it. Well, number 10, it's tied for 5 because this is the clickbait obvious one.
Yeah, it's the Nephilims. The Nephilims are a cycle from the original Ravnica set.
There's only one of them. They only exist as a singular entity, but they are not legendary for no reason.
I mean, they are legends. They should be legends. And
they made a mistake. Wizards even admitted they made a mistake on this one.
But were the Nephilims before they printed legends? No, wait,
no,
that's not true.
The first legend was like was Legends, the set.
Yeah, the Legends, the set. We knew that, actually. Yeah, I don't know why I thought they had printed Legends. But
no, they just goofed.
Yeah, Wizards admits this is a goofball mistake of theirs. It's just weird that they didn't. I guess there's not much to talk about here. These would have given us...
We should probably just read them.
They would have given us 4-color commanders before 4-color commanders existed.
Yeah, so Doombrood, whenever it deals combat damage, you get a 1/1 sand token equal to your lands. So if you have 9 lands and it hits somebody, you get 9 sand tokens. That's awesome. You give it double strike, you give it evasion. You don't really have to make creatures at all except for this dude.
Also, you get sand.
Yeah, it's like a sand little... I don't know. I don't think they actually printed tokens for it.
Sand tokens.
Yeah, Glint Eye is whenever it deals combat damage, you draw that many cards, and then you can pay 1 mana and discard a card to give it +1/+1, which is basically draw a card then discard a card. So you discard your whole hand, hits for like 20, and you draw 20 cards.
It's pretty strong. It's a pretty strong
What about Ink Treader? You don't know the Nephilim by heart?
I don't know the Nephilim by heart.
Ink Treader is when you copy a spell, or you cast a spell targeting it, you copy it for each creature you control.
Okay.
So it's just better Zerda. Or not Zada. It's better Zada. What if you could play every color but black in that deck? That'd be way cooler.
That would be way cooler.
It's the same mana cost. It's 4.
You're asking me if I know the Nephilims? What? By their names, no. I know sort of what they do in like...
I only know because I wrote the script.
In a roundabout sense, but like if you asked me on tomorrow what Doombrood does, I would only remember because it specifically does sand, and I thought that was funny.
That one's in the name. Doombrood. Sand tokens.
Sort of.
Yes. Witchmaw is a 5-mana 1/1 and has trample if its power is 10 or greater. How are you going to get there? Well, whenever you cast a spell, it gets 2 +1/+1 counters. And I'm pretty sure this one is based on like Spirited Away or something because it looks just like that no-face guy.
The no-face guy?
Mm-hmm. Your Tiller is the last one. It's just a 4-mana 2/2. When it attacks, you reanimate something tapped and attacking from your graveyard.
Literally every single one of these are awesome legends.
They're all cooler versions of things that kind of already exist.
Yeah, I kind of would like every one of these in my command zone. They're
all sweet.
They're all sweet. There's all ways to build them. It's all sort of cool. The lamest one's probably Witchmaw because it just gets bigger. But
Ink Treader is my favorite. I built an Ink Treader deck way back when. It was OP.
Yeah,
I mean, stupid.
It seems really strong.
You would do stuff like play any cantrip, draw like 6 cards, and then you'd play the spell that gives +2/+2 from like Battle for Zendikar, and then you can put a land from your hand into play. So once you draw 1 million cards, then you put all the lands you drew into play, and you get to draw the rest of your deck.
That's fair. If I was gonna do it, I think I'd do Doombrood as mine.
Doombrood is sweet.
It looks sweet.
Maybe 12 years from now when we get gameplay going, that'll be one of them.
I mean, the troll of like playing cool sand tokens that you made, like whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. You can like.
Are you kidding me? They're Clone Wars tokens. They're rough and they're coarse and they get everywhere. Not like fair. You. You're not sand.
You're not sand.
Do you know what Duskmantle Seer is, or do I got to read it again?
Duskmantle Seer is sort of like a what's it called?
Dark Confidant?
A Dark Confidant, yeah.
What is the exact text of Duskmantle Seer?
it's flying 2/4 for
It's a 4/4.
flying 4/4 for 2 blue black, and then I don't know exactly. It triggers on your upkeep.
How do you know it's like Dark Confidant, but you don't know what it does?
I know it makes-
Everybody Dark Confidants at their upkeep,
Everybody Dark Confidence at the upkeep. I didn't know.
right, which means they reveal a top card and they put it in their hand and they lose life equal to its mana cost. This card is awesome. It's just like kind of a group huggy, except there's probably really weird ways to build it where you can force them to draw heavy stuff. Like if you just play Lantern of Insight, you just want to play EDH, look at the top card of your library, try to like nug you with your own stuff, as LSV would say.
Yeah, it don't. I actively dislike the word nug, especially with how much LSV uses it on limited resources. Ugh. It just
How about the card?
is not an appealing word to me. It's just a Dark Confidant. Everybody's getting it again. Like BZ said, you're going to be group huggy sort of deck, but it's cool.
It's not a legend that would just die immediately. Kind of like, and that's how I envision something like Muldrotha. Muldrotha is cool, but Muldrotha is going to die.
Yeah.
I don't think this thing's going to die that often.
It's not a legend the Jedi will tell you.
No, it really isn't. Number 8 is one of my favorite cards, so I'll read it. It's Obsidian Fireheart. I love this card. It's 1 red, red, red for a 4/4, and you pay 1 red, red to put a blaze counter on target land, and then that land gains at the beginning of your upkeep. This land deals 1 damage to you. So you can't double up blaze counters, but you can put them on any number of lands as long as you have enough mana. So this is a mono red big mana deck. But the best part about this card is that the land continues to burn after this thing leaves the battlefield. Best reminder text in the game, coolest land-based damage ability in the game.
Does it have to have a blaze counter still on it for the ability to work?
Yeah, it says as long as it has a blaze counter on it.
Okay, I didn't know. I was just wondering.
There's
Yeah,
really no way to get those off, by the way.
oh, yeah, there is. There's Vampire Hexmage. He'll do
That
it.
gets rid of 1 blaze counter.
Yeah, but it saves that land. I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
This
Anyway, Obsidian Fireheart, it would be so cool to have in the command zone. There's so many. I would just play Storm, except the only thing I'm doing with my rituals is putting more blaze counters on stuff.
BZ really likes this card.
I literally love this card so much.
I don't even see it. I don't really understand where you're coming from with this.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's super cool.
Yeah,
You
I
just
don't
burn
know.
people's lands. It's unstoppable. That part is awesome.
This next one's more interesting to me. It's Hex Drinker. He's 1 green mana for a 2/1 Snake Duder. I believe it's on the card that says Duder. And he has a level up for 1 generic mana. Levels 3 through 7 are protection from instants, and now it's a 4/4, which is we're getting big. We're getting a big boy here.
Get swole.
Yeah, he's getting swole. And now if you can get it all the way up to 8 and plus, so anything over 8, you have protection from everything, and he's a 6/6. So
He
he's
can't be blocked, dealt damage, enchanted, targeted. He can't be destroyed.
I mean, he falls into like getting lame up at the protection of everything thing because you can't put stuff on him. Like
The thing is, you can put stuff on him while he's a little shrimpy 2/1. You can put +1/+1 counters on him. You can mutate onto him.
coolest thing you get to do is definitely mutating. If you mutate something like an Acapella over the top of it, you just have a 7/7.
Well, you certainly won't be able to do that because he's
Oh.
a mono green commander. I was thinking like the one that mutates and puts +1/+1 counters.
Oh, like the Recluse.
Glowstone Recluse.
Glowstone
Even just bad ones. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Even just, Ord Reef the Vastwood. You just make this thing a 10/10, and then it'll go up to like a 14/14 with protection from just everything. If you can get this to 21, you just start killing people. What are they supposed to do?
Die. They're gonna
They
die.
are supposed to die, and they will. I love Hex Drinker. He's so cool, and I feel like I can never find a spot for him in Commander because he's in the 99. But if he was the centerpiece of the deck would be awesome.
It would be much better. So the next ones are Soulfire Grandmaster / Shaman of the Great Hunt. Now, Soulfire Grandmaster is a really cool one. I honestly love this card. 1 in the white for a 2/2 with a lifelink, and your instants and sorceries you control have lifelink. You can pay 2. Is it hybrid? Is it hybrid? The next time you cast an instant or sorcery card from your hand this turn, put that card into your hand instead of into your graveyard as it resolves. I love this card. It is
I like
so
it,
cool.
but I feel like it'd be less fun than we want it to be because it just goes infinite with Time Walk.
That's true. It does-
Any Time Warp is 9 mana, quote unquote, win the game.
yeah, why are you going to make everything lame?
Well, that's why I paired it up with Shaman of the Great Hunt so that we don't get a ton of crap.
Okay, so read Shaman of the Great Hunt.
He's 3 in a red for an Orc Shaman. It's a 4/2 with haste. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It has Ferocious, 2 Simic Hybrid. Draw a card for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. This card's really sweet, and they're from the same cycle, which is why they're right next to each other at the same spot. from that Fate Reforged cycle. They're all pretty cool, but we like these two the best. I always think this card is like a powerhouse. But it's the same with Soulfire and this guy. Where is the home for these cards?
The home would be their own commander deck if they were
I want
legends.
to build around that.
Yeah,
I can't build around this if it's in the 99.
Yeah, these are much more interesting as commanders because you can completely throw everything you want, build the whole deck to be as cool or as awesome as you want, and then
there's not really
take advantage of it.
Not really a 4-power tribal deck. What, Gore Claw? This is 3 colors.
Yeah, I mean, it also he kind of benefits going wide, I guess. If you're playing a team or go wide deck,
There's so many different things you can do.
yeah,
You go wide, you care about +1s, you care about 4 or greater, or maybe you go wide, then once you get to 4 or greater, you just win.
why would you win?
You just draw a million cards.
I guess if you draw a million cards,
Yeah, if you pay 4 mana, draw 8 cards. I think you're good to win that one.
maybe. I mean, I've seen people cast like four or 5 mana or five mana like Shamanic Revelation, draw like 7, 8
Yeah, but
cards.
it's not on a stick. It's just nasty.
If you put it on a stick, you automatically win. Actually,
That's got to be a good elf ball commander.
yeah. I mean, it seems like an elf
There,
ball
we
commander.
made them both not fun. Elf ball and Time Walk.
Wow,
We can
cool.
move to number 5, which is also 2.
Number 5 is 2. Yeah, they're mono white life gain ones. We have Crested Sun Mare and Splendid Angel. Crested Sun Mare is 3 white for a 5/5 horse. I mean, that's awesome already.
Not as awesome as the next line of text.
Other horses you control have indestructible. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained life this turn, create a 5/5 white horse creature token.
What? That is a lot of things. There's no horses in Magic, really, but it doesn't matter. This makes clones of itself that are indestructible.
I mean, if it made clones of itself that were indestructible, that would be insane because the card would just go off like ridiculous.
Well, it would double every time.
Yeah, it'd be so ridiculous.
But it makes a base clone of itself. I love this card.
Yeah,
This card's great. And it's probably one of the cooler things you can do in life gain, but you have to wait till you draw it.
Yeah, you have to wait till you draw it. And I mean, the fact is, there might not be that many horses, but you could still put a few horses in your Crested Sun Mare deck.
I just think that Magic, at least life gain and commander, needs a little bit more support. And how awesome would this be as a commander? Gaining life every turn is trivial. It might not even have to be a life gain deck. You can just say, I have a couple cards in here that are just going to gain life every turn.
Yeah, I mean, you get to do the classic. If you can find something like a Soul Warden, every time they play a creature, you're going to get a 5/5 at the end of turn.
Yeah, exactly. This card's great.
Like that's so awesome and so good in your deck.
For anyone who might not have looked at this art, there's a little tiny horse cloud in the middle right-hand side of the artwork. So
Sure,
that's a little Easter egg for you.
That is something I actually didn't know, and I can't really see it because my eyes aren't good enough. What's next? What's the other one
It's
that we put here?
Resplendent Angel. 1 white for a 3/3 flyer. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain 5 or more life this turn, create a 4/4 white angel token with flying and vigilance. You can pay 3 white until end of turn. This thing gets +2/+2 and gains a lifelink. So it's going to be a 5/5 lifelink. Conveniently, that makes a 5/5 or 4/4 token.
Yeah, so she can power herself. We're gonna be wanting to focus on gaining exactly 5 life or something like that. So I don't know how we're gonna do it exactly, but you gain the 5 life, you get an awesome.
I think this
token.
card's cooler than Crested Sun Mare, but a worse commander. But this is also an angel, which you could play. You could play angel tribal.
This is also each end step. It's harder to gain 5 life each turn. You could play Soul Warden, but your opponent would have to play 5 creatures now.
You just play 5 Soul Wardens. Checkmate, opponents. You're done.
Yeah, checkmate, Atheist.
Also, I think Atheist had nothing to do with this one.
They're
I think a
angels.
5/5 might just be better than a 4/4 flyer anyway.
No, I would say a 4/4 flyer is better than a 5/5 on the ground.
If we only got one of them, but I guess I'd rather have 4 5/5 flyers than 2 4/5 ground horses than 2 4/4 angels.
I don't know. I think I'd rather have the flying angels.
I don't know.
They
That's
just-
for you to decide. Whichever one you like better. That's why we put these guys together. They're so similar.
I mean, they're just the same thing.
Yeah, number 4 is Pure Steel Paladin. This is an oldie. He's white for a 2/2. Whenever an equipment enters under your control, you draw a card. Metalcraft, if you have 3 or more artifacts, all your equipments have equip 0. That is all.
I mean, this one's pretty simple, but he would be. The thing is, he can't be abused like he was in Modern. Like, there's not enough Cheerios to really go off with
play
him.
like 12 of them?
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
just-
really that good. I mean,
yeah.
you can probably play them because they're free and they cantrip, just like in the SRAM decks. But this feels like a more focused SRAM where you can actually do equipment things only.
You also get to play. If this is the commander, you get to play Colossal Hammer again. And
Yes, Colossus Hammer.
I
Ooh.
love me a Colossus Hammer.
And Pure Steel Paladin is so cheap that I feel like you just start cheating out equipment and then just make them huge and nonsense.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what you would do. I mean, he
Give him
would.
Double Strike, give him Colossus Hammer, give him Trample, give him Unblockable Shroud, whatever other nonsense you want to give him.
Don't give him. But you can don't give him Shroud.
Give him Shroud last.
That's fine if you
They're
do
all
it.
0.
If you do it last,
Every
that's
equipment
fine.
is Greaves. They're all 0. That's totally fine.
No, that's totally fine. I'm just saying, giving him Shroud's a little rough. What if you have no other creatures to move your boots to?
I think I was very clear. I feel like we are in a tangent.
Well, that's what we do. That's one of our things.
That's what you do.
You tangent too. Don't tell me I don't. You don't tangent.
What's number 3?
No, number 3 is your favorite card, so you're gonna read it.
My favorite card ever. It's not. That's not true. One of my favorite cards ever. Underrealm Lich, 3 black green for a 4/3 zombie elf. If you would draw a card, instead you look at the top 3, pick 1, that goes into your hand. The other 2 go in your graveyard, and you can pay 4 life. He gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap him.
That's pretty simple. It's easy. There's not a ton there, but he's awesome. But look out, he dies to nausea.
He does not die to nausea.
What? He's a 4/1, right?
He's a 4/3.
Never mind. I thought he was a 4/1 for some reason.
No, you have to get pretty nauseous to kill this
Yeah,
man.
if he dies to triple nausea.
I was going to say Toxic Deluge is a playable version of what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but everything dies to that card.
Yeah, I was just trolling. But this card is super sweet. He just fuels your graveyard so hard.
You just find ways to draw a million cards in a turn. Whether or not they stay in your hand, doesn't really matter. You can basically just dump your whole library in your graveyard. With like Gitrog Monster, oops.
You don't need to draw a million cards. You just don't. I mean, because you get to look at 3 every time. Your draws are just going to be so much more powered up.
Yeah, your draws are insane. And everything in your graveyard, it's like you're entombing things constantly.
Oh, it's insane. It works with your graveyard. He also has the added benefit of you cannot deck yourself while he's out because if it's a replacement effect, instead of drawing, you do the look at 3 thing.
Yeah, an indestructible way to make sure you can't deck. That seems like something a lot of graveyard decks are interested in. It doesn't matter how many times you dredge. Just keep this guy out.
Yeah, but we'll get rid of him. We don't like this guy. He's a bully.
As you mean we the opponents?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. You should
Well,
kill it.
as
You
you-
should find a way to kill it.
As BC's opponent he's playing Underarm Witch, I am here to actively say, let's get him, guys.
Okay. Well, he'll get got later. What's number 2? Because you know this card.
Oh yeah, number 2 is Relentless Dead. We talked about on our zombie episodes of the tribal guides that there are not enough zombie mono black commanders. Like they just don't exist. There should
Zombie matters commanders that are zombies.
or just zombies matters commanders in mono black because there's like 2 or 3.
Somehow there's like only 2.
Which is weird to me because the main color for that is for zombies is black.
Zombies are as old as magic too.
Yeah, they're a song as old as time. But Relentless Dead is a 2/2 for black, and he has 2 triggers when he dies. He also has Menace. I almost forgot the most important.
How dare
text.
you?
He has Menace. When he dies, he has 2 triggers. One, you can pay a black to return him from your graveyard to your hand, and the other one is you can pay X and return target zombie with converted mana cost X from the graveyard to the battlefield.
This would just be a nice little, like, it doesn't have command attacks really, but you still have to pay black, and black when you want to recast them. That doesn't feel that crazy to me. With the sack out, you obviously can't go to the command zone really.
I mean,
But he's a nice little toolbox, kind of build up your graveyard, start getting stuff back. I like this card a lot.
he wouldn't be called Relentless Dead. He'd be called like
The Relentless Dead.
No,
Greg, Relentless Dead.
My name was Steve. You had Greg. I had Steve. Steve the Relentless Dead.
Well, vote in the comments if he looks like a Greg or a Steve.
Yeah. So, do you think Relentless Dead is a Greg or a Steve? Because this is what matters on the channel. BZ likes to
Petty
say
arguments that we have in the comments that I always lose. It's time to turn it around, guys. It's time for Greg.
You've definitely won once before.
I'm like 1 in 5.
You are like 1 in 5, but you've won at least one. That I can't remember which one.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll give you it though.
Okay. Well, there's only one left, and it's your favorite, so I'll let you read it.
This is the one I wanted on this list because I wanted to build this deck because I thought it would be super cool, and then I realized when I was reading spoilers for Ikoria, hey, that's the new set, that this is not a legend, and it made me really, really sad.
So sad that we put it at number 1.
It's Luminous Broodmoth, and it is 2 white for a 3/4 flyer. And whenever a creature you control dies, if it did not have flying, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield with a flying counter on it. So,
Every creature you have that dies comes back better.
and you play non-flying tribal because you don't want to have flyers because you actively want your creatures to die without flying. This has combos too that I thought were really cool. Solemni is one of them, which if he's in your command zone, the Solemnia combo becomes much
That's
better.
a real thing. With a sack outlet, any benefit of a sack outlet goes infinite.
And there's a million.
There's also, now that I'm thinking about it, Colossus Hammer. Finally, another deck for Colossus Hammer.
Why is Colossus
You
Hammer?
equip it to Mothra, and now Mothra will just keep coming back. Or you could not do that. It's up to you.
Sure, you could do that. One of the main reasons I wanted this to be a legend is half meme, because obviously Mothra is half meme to me. But Mothra, I want Mothra to be my commander. That's what I wanted. When they spoiled this and I saw, oh crap, there's a Mothra card. They did Mothra.
I think Mothra is like one of the coolest, if not the coolest, Godzilla monster anyway.
She's fine. But she's really memey. She is definitely like the memeiest of all of them.
It's a little silly. It's a giant moth flying around a skyscraper. You could get promo art. It would look amazing. It would be really strong. It would automatically be one of the strongest modern weight commanders, top 5.
Yeah, but instead this wasn't put at legendary, and not that it necessarily needed to be put at legendary.
That's fine.
For the sake of Magic, it didn't need to be put at legendary, but for the sake of Commander,
Of the nitpicking nerds.
who wanted to play Mothra, it's so sad, and it makes me
What is really sad,
breaks my heart.
let's end this video on a somber note. None of these cards will probably ever be legendary because I don't think WotC likes to do functional reprints of mythic rares. And these are all just like mythic rares that kind of won't be brought back.
Yeah, it's a little sad.
You're not going to see a Yor Tiller Nephilim or a Pure Steel Paladin or another Underrealm Lich, which just came out a couple years ago.
I mean, it's
They could do stuff similar to it. I'm sure that's happened before where there's enough outcry for X effect on a legendary.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's happened, but I just want a Mothra in my command zone, and the fact that it's so cool to have a Godzilla in your command zone. I think that's already awesome. But what I would kill for is a Mothra. I would also get it. I might even get it more altered to like have like the little Japanese twins that sing to make her come from like the original old Mothra.
I was gonna say that sounds like something else.
What is it? Okay, go ahead.
Nope. I don't know if that word is approved, but we're gonna go to the shout out part.
Okay, so special shout outs first and foremost to all of our patrons. We love you all as much as we can without making you uncomfortable because you guys support the channel and make it awesome. Super secret special shout outs to 2 of our patrons in particular, Esper Ragnarok and Patrick. You guys know what you did. You know what you did.
Yeah, and also there's 2 other ways to support the channel. If you don't want to be a monthly donator, as it were, you can donate once with buymeacoffee.com. It's just a digital chip jar. Pick an amount equal to what a coffee costs, I guess. I don't really drink coffee. Or go to TCG Player. You can see the list of cards we're going to have here. That's going to take you to that. Navigate wherever you want on the site. As long as you originate from our link, you can buy whatever you want, and we get money.
Yep, that is very true. And
Every
also,
time you buy a card, we get $1 million. So, and I think we're going to give it all to the homeless, right?
yeah, we give it all to the homeless. That's true.
Every set of $1 million we get, we will give to the homeless.
In sets of million. If we
But
get
only from TCG Player through this link for this one time.
TCG's this one time. One more thing. Buymeacoffee.com. We just got a donation from somebody, and I want to shout them out. Pause Brown, who is also a YouTube
Avid commenter and YouTube content creator.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and check out his channel. So
we'll just link it in the description.
Yeah, we can. Well, yeah, we can put a link in the description to Paul Brown's channel. He does some openings and stuff like that,
And he's nice.
and he's a very nice human being.
So I think that's it. That's all we have.
That's not.
Oh,
Tidbit.
that's a tidbit about our life.
Yep.
I think it's your turn.
Ooh, did I not do yesterday's?
I definitely did yesterday's.
No, you didn't. I did
me.
yesterday's. It was a song thing, and it was from Ken, and I did it.
It was Ken's. So neither of us.
It's your turn.
I don't know.
Tidbit. What's going on in our life?
Nothing. It's quarantine. Not only nothing, but we already talked about everything that's going on. I mean, we're moving soon. We've been looking at places.
Yeah,
We've been not finding places, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've looked at a couple places. Hopefully, this next one looks promising.
Well, maybe not.
Oh no!
I'll let you know. July after.
Oh no! All right, peace out, Tribe Scout.